Solomon, you gonna be in Monday Manifest tomorrow? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Give everybody a second to get in. How everybody feeling? Feeling good? Here's live. Here's live. Yeah, we're gonna have a good class today. Everybody get the information what we do class today.
I didn't.
It's in the text stream, I think.
Okay.
So we'll give it a second, give everybody a chance to log in.
Okay. Chapter 14.
Yep. So we'll give it a second and we'll get started. Remember, like we said, if y'all on our YouTube, we write people names down, because if people not here to learn and they don't want to give donation to the Temple School, I understand that. They can study somewhere else, you know? And those that give a donation today, like I had one of my nobles that's joining us today, he gave a $40 donation. So I'll be sending him the Exhumed of the Nation PDF. On Amazon, it's $230. But when you be part of what we're doing, we like to share the wisdom with our brothers. So let's give it a second and we'll get to it. Peace, Brian. Peace, Noble. If you can log on our page today, if you can, we'll give everybody a second to get in. Peace. Brian, you available to go live on our Temple and School page?
Am I live on the Temple and School page?
Are you able to go live on our page if you can?
Yep, I'm live right now.
Gratitude, Noble. Peace, Noble Alonzo.
Peace.
Solomon, if you're gonna be in Monday Manifest, and we can go over everything you want to do with your son, like what you're trying to do, and so we can talk about that a little bit more in Monday Manifest and get deeper with it of how I can help or what type of help you want from me, and so we can just discuss that, groups of us, to make sure we know how to help each other, and we're doing the best that we can to not only for ourselves and for our children. Islam. So I give gratitude to you, Solomon, for reaching out. And like I said, Monday Manifest, you have the time to take the floor and just let me know how I can help. And, we'll go from there, okay? With your son. Islam? Let's see what time we got. All right, we on good time. We got about 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Do everybody got Exhumed of the Nation, or Malik? Did y'all want to put it up on the screen, or did y'all want us to, or do you want to do it like that how we did yesterday?
I couldn't hear.
I said, did you want?
If everybody had to do it, and then you want to decide what God did yesterday.
Yeah. Just let me log into my computer. We can do it. Absolutely.
And let me know when you get it out. You already co-host, right, Noble?
What's that? Where you at?
You already co-host and all that, right? So I don't need to make you nothing, right?
Yeah, I'm already. No, I'll be co-host when I log into my computer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As soon as I log into my computer, I'll be
Okay. I'll give everybody a chance.
groceries out the car.
Well, before we do our Moorish American prayer, I just like to let everybody know that our lecture is sponsored by our temple and school today, which is the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. If you're joining us on YouTube, please check out our temple and school webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com and inquire. We also sponsored by our other company. It's mypdfbooks.com. That's mypdfbooks.com. That's books with the Z, where you can download all your Moorish American literature and much, much more to your tablet. And if you like your books printed, if you like to rent them, if you like to write in them, you can send that PDF email to Office Max or Staples, and they can print the book for you. So today's lecture, if you like to give a small donation to Cash App $KGBay, that's fine. But if you want Exhumed of the Nation, I'll repeat, if you want Exhumed of the Nation, you can go on Amazon. This book is $230. What we did at our group, we convert expensive literature so we can have it for ourselves and spread the wisdom for a fraction of the price. So if any more interested in Exhumed of the Nation, today's lecture, if you donate a small $40 donation to Cash App $KGBay, make sure you leave your email handle in that Cash App donation, and I'm going to email you Exhumed of the Nation. That's clear. Don't be asking me a whole bunch of other questions. Shoot this, not. If you want to buy it, you can go to My PDF Books, that's Books with the Z, and purchase it on our page for $75. And it's still cheaper. But today, if you want Exhumed of the Nation and you live, a $40 donation to Cash App $KGBay, and that's the gift you will receive from me today. Exhumed of the Nation for a $40 donation. Islam? Let's do our Moorish American prayer and get started. Whenever we're ready. Anybody can lead with the Moorish American prayer. Let me know when you're ready.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our God, and our salvation. By night, by day, we will serve the prophet. True Ali, Amen, Ashe, Shalom Aleichem, Ash'ar, peace, peace, peace.
Peace. Can y'all hear me, Nobles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Islam.
Islam. Are you able to get that up on the screen, Noble?
Yeah, I'll be able to get it up.
Okay. Whenever you're ready. Islam, Noble. And that's the gift. Like I said, class, I'm on YouTube too. And that's what I tell people. That's what I do. Cash App is $KGBay. Cash App, $KGBay. It's very simple. Cash App, $KGBay. If you give a $40 donation today, in that Cash App, please leave your email, and I'm a PDF you the Exhumed of the Nation. That's what I do every lecture. I just don't do lectures and ask for donations. We have a school in the temple. So if you came in my school in the temple, of course you will give a donation, just like anywhere else. But when you give a donation, we give you literature. We give you something to take. We don't hide nothing from you. And I help you build your library. So that's what you should want, Moors. And then not only just collecting the literature, having a true mapping guide to go over it with you, to make sure we go to the right place. And a lot of times, you know it, and I know it, a lot of Moors collect things and don't study it. So that's what we do together collectively as a group. Islam. So when people be talking about the genocide of the misnomer black man, this and that and the other, but what's the number one killer for the misnomer black man and unconscious Moors? Do we know? You damn right.
What chapter we starting on?
14. Absolutely right, Noble. What we put in our damn mouth. What we put in our mouth. That's the number one killer. I don't disrespect nobody, but look at all these fads that we come up with. Oh, you got this type of diet. You got this type of diet. You got this, you got this. And no disrespect to no one. But now, oh, I'm vegan, I'm this. Man, vegan speaking. No disrespect. I'm Moorish. Vegan speaking. Process. It's still processed. All shelf shit, all that stuff on the shelf shit is not even, should be for consume. We're talking about food. Not something that, ooh, I ate it. We're talking about something that's food. Not consider something you just ate some fucking poison. Food. Things that we shouldn't even be giving our children. I know people that go fix them some good food and then get in their car and go get their kids some goofy ass Happy Meals. Huh? Mm-hmm. See? Thank you. I mean, come on. I see it. I see it. I be seeing people on TV making all this vegan stuff, and then I'll be laughing, and then their kids in the back seat with Happy Meals. Oh, my kids don't like that. That shit crazy. Madness. And we should never argue over everything else, taking all these foreign things, talk about, oh, this Moorish, this. Vegan ain't no, that's some made up shit. We under a kosher diet. We under a kosher, we ain't no vegan. Vegan what? Vegan what? You want to eat some fake ass tofu.
That's bad for you too.
That, it ain't nothing. And that's what I be saying more. Is already talking about the Europeans. You don't even know how you ate. You don't even know your dietary laws. They'll talk all this. I'm a Hebrew this, I'm a Moorish this, but what's your dietary law? Then they come with some vegan shit. Where you getting that from? That modern shit from? Islam? So before we even get into the teachings, I want to read a little something real fast. When I know Moors they're afraid of it as another nation because they be burning their fingertips off because everything they say that it go against it. Everything. All that nationalizing, that fake shit, all of it's off. And Moors be lying. And our prophet said one day every nation will turn against the United States. And the only way they can do business will be with the help of the Asiatics. The Declaration of Human Rights states a declaration of war commenced when any nation transgress upon the sovereignty of another or murders one or more citizens of another. Citizens of another. Then these Moors talk about they some goddamn nationals. And I say, what other country you got allegiance with? Then they ride around some retarded tribal plates. Don't no national have no goofy ass tribal plates. This international law is not compared to Africans victimized by the AIDS epidemic. And when I show y'all one of the African historians that wrote all about this, I gave y'all the documents. And they tried to kill him. It's a lot of stuff we don't know. The military know what I'm talking about. Most Negro, blacks, and color are not a true nation of people. And of the 53 African countries, none of them are classified as the first world orders. Therefore, the viral war against Africans, which we use the acronym Negro, blacks, and colors, featuring the AIDS epidemic, HIV, has never been officially declared because they are not armed. Every day, 8,000 plus who died of AIDS also leave thousands of orphans. From the strategic arms arsenal of the military aids is one of the viral assault weapons used in urban warfare, but should be listed along with the Moab, the mother of all bombs, BOMB, as another European weapon of mass destruction. I hear a lot of crumbling in the background, man. The plague of AIDS is also undoubtedly a viral weapon of mass destruction. As a summary today, U.S. military personnel are polluted with masonry, especially among the so-called Negro, blacks, and color. They habitually will follow their former slave masters, unquestionably. Wherever they go, they will follow, even to the death. So help me God. And historically, family, Negro, blacks, and color have fought every nation on earth in support of the modern Roman military, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, which is Africa. One day they will realize that these misnomer dead Masons, which we call Black Masons, in the U.S. military are also killing their own people under the coordinates of friendly fire. That's where you get that from. Here again, Freemasonry was prepared by the forefathers of European nations for the earthly salvation of their descendants. Look at your Moorish Quran, chapter 48, verse 7. It was never meant for the human families of Africa, but about and against them for all times and claims. When I talk about copycats and imposters and clandestine, and why it's important of us to wear the fez, and why righteous sheiks like myself and others, we do things proudly, and we do things based on what? The fucking law. And we don't play no games. And our pendulum swing the same way to the left as it does to the right, the same way your tassel swing. Islam? Okay. I'm just making it correct. We stand on our square. All that criminal stuff, we going against that. Period. We not criminals. If you standing next to a criminal with a feds don't dress like you and you righteous, you gonna defeat your plight. That criminal gonna take all his shit off standing next to you because he know he a freaking fraud and he's supposed to. He's an imposter. And we ain't talking about the European. So food for a nation, food for a pure and clean nation. We're gonna go over a couple topics. We'll jump around. The Europeans' food is pure poison. Boil your drinking water. Our prophet instructed. And when I say this, I don't disrespect nobody that's a different color than me. Damn it, if somebody want to call you Negro, Black, African American, well, oh, you got a problem with me calling your ass a European? Okay, well, I'll call you a trailer dyke then. Okay, well, I'll call you an Albion. I mean, if you feel okay to calling me Negro, Black, and color African, I'm clearly telling you that ain't me. Well, tell me what you are then. Islam? I'm coming from love. I'm not coming from no disrespect, because what's white and what's black? Nothing. How to domesticate a people. History of modern foods. I didn't kill it. Soul food is slave food. Soul food is slave food. Like my dad was telling me when he was growing up, they had to eat certain food, like, because, a lot of people wasn't well off, and families had to eat the scraps and the leftovers. But as my dad educated and had family and became successful in his own right, he wasn't passing that slave food down to his children. He wasn't passing that down like, ooh, we finna hook up these motherfucking nasty ass shitterlings and on Christmas and Thanksgiving and have my kids eating that bullshit. I ain't finna have my kids eating no goofy ass pig feet, sucking on that goofy ass pig. We talk about, oh, this is good, and that's some trash. And we just gonna pray over it like, oh, it's okay. I don't know where we got that goofy shit from. Just pray over it. Who told you that?
We don't know.
Thank you. So, Noble Malik, do you have it on there? Can you make it read?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gratitude, Noble. And there's no reason for nobody to be confused. We right here, we have adapt class Saturdays, Sunday school Sunday, business class on Monday. We got companies, My PDF Books with the Z. If Morris want Exude the Nation, I told you, you give a $40 donation today, I'm gonna send it to you, PDF. You go to Office Max and Staples, they are printing and binding. It costs $2.30 on Amazon. We sharing the wisdom and making it available. Proceed, Noble. Gratitude.
Sheik, I just want to make sure I heard correctly. You say this book is $230 on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you can get almost 6 copies from you for the same price as you can get 1 copy from Amazon.
Yep. A Noble Lamarck. But this is what goofy NBCs do. Oh, I thought it was hard copy. Well, go buy the hard copy for $230, and instead of you getting it from me, having it on your tablet, you can travel all over in the world with it. Ain't nobody traveling around with no whole bunch of goofy books, and you can print and bind it like I show you how all our books.
You went to school. We all know your backpack gets too heavy if you got too many books in your backpack and you don't want to wear it.
See? And guess what? I'm glad we talking about that, Noble Alonzo. I don't know if all y'all know this. I tell y'all how Moors be trying to hustle their own people. So remember, I was telling y'all how this one more got books for me and then wrote his bank talk about, oh, he didn't get the books came damaged, right? I think I told her, I ain't tell y'all this. I ain't gonna say the more name, but anyway.
I don't remember this story.
So, but yeah, see, I was getting a lot of Moors trying to hustle, get the books, and then try to call a banks, talk about the books didn't come and it was damaged. So I dispute shit. So I disputed with his bank. I said, I said it just like this. I said, that nigga lying. In the dispute, I said, that nigga lying. I said, I said, how can he get any book in their PDFs? So he got the book delivered, showed them everything. The bank paid me my money, apologized and everything. So you can't scam me. You know what I mean? You ain't finna do that with that goof shit, cancel corporate debt shit. No, when you doing a real transaction with the bank, they gonna trace that shit. They gonna see if this motherfucker lying. Boom, they did a trace. I showed everything. They like, this motherfucker lying. Now the bank cancel his whole motherfucking account. See? Trying to scam your own people. And I'm giving people, and I'm doing a solid for people. Our own people trying to get books for me, and then, oh, I thought there was hard copy. Man, the hard copy on Amazon is 4 bands. Or you thought you got a book for me for $40 and it's $4,000 on Amazon? You talk about, oh, you thought it was the hard copy, but you want your money back. I said, man, go to Office Max and Staples, pay them to change to him to print it, and you can write all in the damn book. Print it 1,000,000 times. Islam? So yeah, Noble Lamarck, absolutely. You can go on our page and get books if you into what you say you into and support Moorish business, like you say. If you black, they say support black business. Well, not only us should be supporting it, Noble Lamarck, every more that be on our page, that be following us, that be doing all this, should be sharing it. If this shit, my PDF should be on other people's pages, Moorish Haberdasher.com, all. This where the sheet, they make real fezzes, all the regalia, the books and classes. Right there. If we love what we doing, that's what Europeans do.
I can tell you this, Sheik. I've turned, like, you know, we talk about here, making sure that we we're invested in ourselves, right? So I every month, I try to go out there on MoorishHaberdasher.com.
Yep.
And I always try to get me something. And
yep.
Now I've been consistent, just about all year long, I think.
Yep.
Go back and take a look.
Yep.
But I give my Empress something at the same time I get me something.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it's like a little, monthly shopping thing.
Yep.
Where, I'll be out there looking, and I'll see a couple things I like, and I'll be like, ooh, you like this? Ooh, you like that?
Yep.
Like, ooh, I like that color. Ooh, we just having a conversation, and it's just turned into something where now she's like, ooh, well, I got something to go with that, or ooh, but I'm like, hey, only this time we get one, maybe next time we get another.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, she's enjoying the experience, every month and going out there and figuring out what we might buy that this month.
And the beauty about it, when you do it with your people, when it's things that you love, and when you do it with your brother, I love giving gifts. That's the difference about me. It's like, man, we give gifts. We want each other in things. It's a brotherhood. It's a support system. Like I tell people, I don't care about likes. If we're gonna we in the flesh and we do spend money, well, we should spend it with our people. We shouldn't go and ask for a discount. We don't go nowhere else and ask for a deal. And I'm only talking about if we into what we say we into. If you in the study in the books, I wouldn't be running Amazon paying all the money for the books. I got every book Amazon have. Every book that you're running Amazon to pay for, I have them for a fraction of the price as PDF. And if I don't have it, I just go in my database and put it in there. That's why I be telling Morris. All the college students do that. They're like, we just hit you up, email Sheik and say, looking for this book. And you will hit us right back, just like all my nobles do. Just like Brian did one day. Brian was like, Sheik, You got this, boom, boom, boom. What I do, Brian? I said, not only I got this, I got about 8 documents for you. So my note would be asking for one document. I give them 5, 6, 7, 8 documents to go along with what they got for small donations. Because I got it.
That's a fact. Islam. Islam. Oh.
Proceed, Noble.
You said that, you remember that nutrition book I ordered from you like about a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what that was.
Yep.
I was telling somebody about PDF books. You know, I was like, you know, got access to a lot of books, and they challenged me on it. They
Mhm.
was like, no, you don't. You can't. And I was like, it was a European woman. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
She was like, you got access to a whole bunch of books. I said, name one.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
You know? And it took her like 2 days to get back to me. She finally got back to me. She was like, okay, I got a book. And that's the one. She's like, boo, 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 boo. And I said, hold on a second. I went back. I said, got the book. She was like, oh my God. I said, I told you. Like, well, I told you I can get it. You know, it's just we're so used to running against people who aren't honorable.
Yep.
So, you know, part of what our mission is, and Malik saw, we was just in the store, dude stopped me. I like your bed. Malik just saw. We was in the Costco. It's just like being honorable, you know, that's almost like a new experience for people to get used to dealing with people that are honorable. They feel used to everybody always, you know, having some angle or wanting to being dishonest. And so it's like, no, it's a new day. It's honorable people out here doing stuff every day.
Islam. Islam.
Oh, this one won't read the text, unfortunately.
Okay, it's all good. It's all good. I'll narrate a little bit.
Where we at? I can keep reading if we want to go to the next part of it. What page?
Hey, no, but Lonzo, we'll narrate. I'll start off and then you can take over, okay?
$2.99.
All right, we on 299. We're going to start off as 1918. Noble Drew Ali warned. And it's no disrespect when I say European. It's no disrespect. The great God made all people. The European food is pure poison and boil your drinking water. And when I say that, think about it. What the fast food, junk food, that's poison. All these commercials, this cereal, even European that's like myself and y'all, I tell you it's poison. They agree with what I'm saying. Cereal, all that shit. It's not intended to be bashing upon a people for not knowing, and I don't bash people for not knowing. I never do that. But once you know, make a decision. And if you continue to make that decision, you can't say nothing to me. And ignorance amongst men is imposed and unnatural. It is not hereditary, genetic, and cannot be taught. More often than not, this phase of mental slavery is programmed, oppression, orchestrated through the malfeasance found hidden in family and public leadership. Ignorance is any opposition forced against man's natural freedom to attain his or her God state. It's simply reverse education. When I talk about pseudo-academia, purposely instilled into a potentially civilized people. Therefore, these revelations should not be confused with the trashing of socially hidden truth by evildoers. The subject matter is labeled food, but its main objective is the variance in the eating habits between those are being fed and those that are being free to be fed, to feed others. See, that's a key fact when it says the variance in the eating habits between those are being fed and those that are free to feed others. You hear that?
Yeah.
We got to watch what we eating and then what people feeding them. That's why I say, I know a gluttony when you see one. They'll just feed their mouth for anything and think they righteous, try to stand next to us. And then when it's time to really get down, they can't do poo diddly. Talk about standing on their skirt with their feet out looking like dark winged duck. Went to some Masonic store and got some Masonic gloves. See, I don't say names, but if people can put one and one together, you can get two. And then you be looking up and like, where they at? I'll tell you where they at. And you know where right where they be at.
The word you touched on, which is malfeasance.
Yep.
Does everybody know what that word means?
I hope they do. They don't nobody say nothing. That's why I break it down, Noble.
That word means. So especially by a public official. And so, again, when you go back and read, the statement more often than not, this phase of mental slavery is programmed, oppression, orchestrated by the misconduct or wrongdoing, especially by a public official, but also found hidden in family and public beings, meaning the people we quote unquote look up to or we think, whatever about, sometimes are the people that are, keeping up the wrongdoing. And, we have to have enough strength to kind of just correct ourselves, even if that's different.
Or when you talk about being a leader, you're talking about being supposed to orchestrate and lead. So you see those traditions or dietary traditions passed down, and upon them, be that line of eating.
Islam, no. And when one is being fed, it usually indicates they are dependent upon external sources for food, like children, like pets, chattel, or slaves. The free, on the other hand, are themselves independent, and we have choices. We make choices. We free thinkers. The free are usually self-governing enough to feed themselves, as well as others who may be dependent upon them. There is a higher meaning to the adage, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's a true fact. Like an Empress, man, like it was my Empress friend birthday. We went to a Cajun restaurant, Papado. The waiter man, you look like you what's that animal? A cheetah, like you in shape. He was from Ghana. And he was like, man, you look like one of my brothers. And he was like, man, you ripped. And then we were just talking, and I'm like, man, I drink a lot of water all through the week, eat the same thing. On the weekend, I eat a little bit. But it just be true statements, and people can see things. They can see you. And I say yes. And my wife friend was like, yeah, because Sha, all she do is cook vegetables all through the week. And people be joking, but that be true statements. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll joke about it, but that be true statements. What through the week, what we eating? Chickpeas, eating green. Not no vegan tofu. I said eating clean. Because if I don't like meat, I don't need no fake meat.
Right. Some of the strongest people in the world don't eat a lick of meat.
Dude, the fucking big ass gorillas and shit, man. Yeah. I mean, they eat berries and shit. I mean, fruitation. That's why I be laughing. I said, man, we done got all twisted. Them big ass gorillas and shit, they ain't walking around eating a whole bunch of meat. What people told, like, come on, man, dietary laws. And I ain't dissing meat because I'm under a kosher diet. You know? Islam?
Islam.
I love my vegan brothers. I love all my vegan people, but I'm not finna be vegan the only way. I say, dude, I'm under a kosher diet. I hear you. And that's what it's all about. There is a higher meaning to the adage, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. The truth is the stomach is the way to a man's health. Is the way to your whoopty-woo working. Hey, y'all ever seen what's that show ISIS with John White and the whole thing and the beard, and they was shrinking the man's things in it, and it was like, cause what's the name of it? Y'all don't know?
Michael J. White.
Yeah, it's crazy. Black Dynamite. It's so funny, man. Y'all gotta watch it, man. When I say it's crazy, it's so funny. And in it, they be shrinking in the beer. You will see what I'm saying. But when you eat unhealthy, when you drink unhealthy, what it does, it clogs up blood flow. Where? To your love joint. Are you hearing me?
Islam.
I mean, it'd be crickets when I say that, and then when I get around men, they be like, "Man, let me talk to you in the side, bro. What pills you take, man? You none? How old are you? I'm the same age as you. What, 45? Yep. When you off the wall, you energize. What you do? I eat right. I work out. I pray. I meditate. I do the same every day. You don't take no pills, man. I have to take these. None, dude. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing. Natural. And the older you get, the better it's your work. Why y'all think Dr. Sebi was the man? Y'all think Dr. Sebi was a man and his love joint wasn't working?
Man, burger.
Oh, okay. And see, people be like, what you saying, Sheik? I'm just kicking facts. I'm just kicking straight facts. Most people that's messed up and they love joint don't work because they under a crazy ass European diet. And I bet you they eat snacks and soda. I guarantee you, they can lie to me all day. I bet you drink snacks and soda. And that's why that's not working. And most of your food is fried. It's just facts. Most sickness is what we eat and drink. People don't get that. I'm like, okay, man, listen, the lady that played in Friday, you can pull her up on YouTube, play Felicia. You can pull her up on YouTube. She's talking about health. She's talking about how Tiny Lister died and how Pops died. She was like, when Pops died, he was so fucking polluted. All he ate was fried chicken all day, every day. So you know a person killing themselves. And look at a lot of just look at Old Dirty Bastard when he died. A lot of they taking a lot of drugs and medicine and eating. They be about the bus.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man. And so the naturally foods you eat, like Noble Lamarck was saying, you don't need all that stuff for energy. Yes, I understand steaks. You want to have a steak here and there. Black beans, a handful of black beans, you get more protein than a steak. For real, Sheik, yeah. Yes, facts.
There's a disease, I can't think of what it is. It starts with a K, like Karunu or something like that. There's a disease that you get from eating meat.
Yep. And it's Noble and pork. It's in women.
To want to eat meat that when you didn't ordinarily have it.
Yep.
There's a disease.
Yep.
That sometimes leads to various mental disorders.
Yep.
Because of that. So.
Yep. And Noble, women, like a lot of women that eat pork and they get sick because it's something that activate in women. It's something about the genetic makeup with certain type of meat. It'll activate poison. It's just like if an animal was out in the wild and it's getting hunted down by another animal, the first thing it's going to do is pollute his blood. You know that, right?
Yeah,
with cortisol.
Yep.
Cortisol.
Yep.
That's the fight or flight. Yeah, that's the fight or flight hormone.
Yep.
And when you fight, you're supposed to get rid of it. That's what cortisol does. It's there. It serves a purpose. But if you get it and don't use it, it becomes toxic to you.
Yep. Islam.
And also for men, you raise that cortisol though, stress, and you don't get rid of it, like working out or running and all of that, it becomes toxic and your man parts be affected.
I'm telling people, man, they don't get it. And just like getting out in the sun, I promise you, man, I did a whole dissertation on the college campus, man, where they man, it's so much that our kids don't know. Like in the African continents where colonizers and people that try to test things, they'll poison the corn and shit. And they'll do things and try to give indigenous people sunglasses because they was healing themselves. And I tell nobles, yes, you might go to the gym, but if you live in a warm climate, man, take your ass outside. Go outside, get some of that natural. You have to. It's vital. And you need at least 2 hours of natural vitamin D. You should have that.
And Sheik, I'll tell you that for those that Brian got a piece of this, for those that don't, live in climates that are conducive to that type of, activity, Arizona being one of them. It's the kind of place where, you don't want to be inside.
Nope.
You want to be outside doing something and being active. But a lot of times we live in places where, that's not the way it is. So we just tend to, be inside and become more okay with being inside, because there ain't that much to do when we're naturally, we're outside active people.
See Noble Lamarck? And that's what I be telling people when, like, I go to the park still as a child. I get up every morning about like 4:30 with my Empress. Then we work out with the tribe, and then I do it on my own. It's things that give you joy when I say monk life, enjoying the world. Like, and then if you're a young man, and then you go places where you have to find yourself. And that's why I say one of the best things for me was moving across the world here. One of the best decisions I ever made. I love living outside. I love the heat. I love sweating. It's so beautiful. And then your whole diet changed. Like I was able to detox when I came out here, mentally, spiritually, and physically. everything. And when you compare me to what I look like when I moved out here, a totally different person. Because y'all see, I look like Reverend Porkchop.
It's also in the old pictures.
So can't nobody tell me about the diet and cleansing yourself out and getting to a natural weight to where you should look like I say, a cheetah per se, with that strength and ripped all up and can run for days per se and have the energy and all that. Why? Because what you putting in you and the life you living. What you mean? You should be able to take your shirt off and look like Lamar, six-packed all up. Take his fez off, hair hanging down. What you mean? What, cause he my age. What you mean he can't go? What you talking about? Shit, look. Somebody, you put them the same age as Lamar and me and Lamar, we take our shirt off and they'd be like, wait a damn minute. What y'all do? Grind.
That European Derek, I told y'all that hung out with me last week. He did one workout. He was like, man, y'all, this is what we do. This is what we do. We get in.
Yes. And so that's the beauty of what we do. Mind, body, and spirit, knowing thyself, like practicing. That's what all this with people, what we get. And once we get our brick and mortar, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. But this is what it's all about, man. It's in the stomach. And that's why naturally on all surfaces, it means to allure a person by what is most appealing to our five carnal senses. If what he is then fed captures his interest, then what? He's hooked. Yes, primed for domestication. However, on a more lofty level, family, that old saying can translate into the proverb, as a man thinketh, so he is. We got the book, As a Man Thinketh? You see how all this science, when people be like, oh, all I said do is science. Just like as a woman thinketh, yes. Everything starts with a thought. Everything starts with a thought, a mental thought. Absolutely. I agree, totally. You know? But food of thought. Foods are the body. Foods are to the body. Our thoughts are to the soul. And thought is the cause of all things. Because in the beginning was what, y'all? So the thought was a word. So in the beginning was the word or a thought. And then the word became what? Flesh. And from our prophets, from what Noble Drew Ali instruct, what we instruct as guides and maps of our people and whoever else that agrees, we instruct and we try to at least, how can I say it, petition to our brothers and sisters that spirit man is an infinite thought of Allah. Just like what Noble Alonzo shared in the text stream about some of the Brahmin. We talk about knowing thyself. Right, Brother Alonzo? Right? That's what I be saying. All this stuff go together. Our prophet, when I talk about the Brahmin text, all this stuff goes together. All of it synchronized. I can get some of the Brahmin text and show you word for word in the Quran. You'll be like, whoa. I say, because that's how it is. Gathered and compiled. You say something, Noble?
Islam.
Okay. But the latter, such as the flesh of a dead animal, fowl, or fish, is classified as poison. And when man eats the dead for food, that food in turn actually eats man. That's why even when we talk about the author of these books, they're not here to slander. They're not here to hate on nobody or nothing like that. But what we hear is to give you something to compare to. Exhume. Exhume what? Yourself as a nation. And since man is a thought of his or her creator and can only unfold into his or her spirit consciousness, destined by creative faith, by what he or she thinks, any and every person on the straight path of wisdom consume food, accused that are in harmony with his or her God man, which is nature. Think about that now for a minute. Now, if you really in tune with God, ain't no way after every service or whatever you doing, you into, y'all go, well, shit, we finna eat. What y'all finna eat? Chitlins and fried chicken. Past the stomach, hanging into his gut. He up there hacking every day, and y'all every day y'all killing each other. Sister Bessie, she cooked all type of pork chops, pork knuckles, pork elbow, pork ears, damn chicken wings, baked chicken, fried chicken, damn sauteed chicken, all type of things. And we say how we killing this, but what we eat and drink. Cool. You say what, Noble? Yes, thank you. That's where I was getting. That's exactly where I was getting to. That's exactly what I was getting to, Noble. And I talk about straight when I use the analogy as Oscar the Grouch, and I say, yeah, you Oscar the Grouch, eating out a damn garbage can.
So he eat garbage food, so therefore that's why he a grouch. Ding. Come on, Noble. All life growth come in 3 degrees. Man's growth is governed by the degrees of truth to his or her thinking, be it belief, faith, or fruition. So how to domesticate a people? It's a very, very powerful definitive bond uniting the proverbial eagle and the chicken, that analogy, through the animated movie called The Lion King and the enslavement of the African peoples in America. When I tell y'all, man, you can get analogies out of that. You can get analogies out of the Wizard of Oz, and it just blow your mind. And then you look at the similarities, molding and reshaping the thought pattern during the innocent years of the youth in the womb or elementary or elements, when we should be having a clear hand on what we teaching our kids, just like the Jews, like my Jewish profession and things, they have a clear hand on that with their children. And that's how they got their schools and everything now. Alterations to their intended natural and godly lifestyle. They each had a redeemer or one of wisdom to come amongst them to bridge their inheritance, nobility with ordained destiny. And beyond all these relative promixities, or how can I say these similarities, there is another existing bond, strong, mandatory, doormat. They all were forced to change their diet. Do y'all know that? If you look at that, they all were forced to change their diet, y'all. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
When you go to the doctor, you're not feeling well, that's the first thing they tell you to do.
I'm telling you, Noble, man, listen. This stuff, I'm sorry. This stuff, what we be talking about, man, be saving people's lives. And it's proven. And it's proven. It's proven to save people's lives. That's why I say the tribal laws is so significant. That's why when they talk about, okay, well, who you with? When I talk about who sent you, it always make a difference. What you say?
Allah.
Say it again.
Allah.
So if that's the case, how we eat is based on the biblical teachings. Think about this now, Noble, because Noble Malik just said it. I ain't said it. I mean, he just summed this whole teaching up into a whole basket of, if Allah is God, you, then how we eat? We say, well, I'm more on this, or I'm a Hebrew regular, on this. What you eat? First thing they say, I'm vegan. Well, you ain't not based to your dietary laws. If you're a Hebrew this or more, you under a kasher diet. Yes or no?
Yeah. I will add for people in the church, somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, when they say in the scripture, I'm not scripture type where it talks about how everything has been purified. So for them, that means that you don't go with the kasher diet because God purified everything else.
Yeah.
So that's where people get lost. But if you look at that and look at the results you get, why not go back to what it said at the beginning?
No, when they go back to the beginning, you're going to see in Genesis, I think it's around maybe about the 7th chapter, you're going to see
what's really neat.
It's such a vegetable that has seeds.
It is.
It's not things. Things that have seeds that can grow.
And not only that, y'all, what we're doing is food. I promise, like when you doing this in the chamber, when people they be like, man, they was in there for hours. Yes, because certain things you can man can live off the right food, prayer, and hope. I'm telling you, and live the monk life. I ain't saying you don't have nothing to enjoy, but when you under that consciousness, when you under that guidance, yes, you can see shit. Life becomes simple because it's the dream world. You be thinking about shit in your sleep. You like, boo, 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 boo. That you start operating. You navigating. That's why I tell people, like, man, people get lost at sea. Put on the feds and talk about this, that, and the other. Man, you don't even know how to navigate. We navigating. We're not arguing or debating. We navigate. We at school. We teach. This is a gift. The truth gonna make you free, regardless, because we still gonna be here. We still gonna be here. Islam?
His demonstrated was basically what you're saying of can man live on bread alone?
See, Noble, see, Alonzo, that's why I love about this brotherhood, because now, as Alonzo's connecting both manifestations, the meat and the meat. So just like when I jump into IDMR, we talk about man-made in the image of Elohim. We're talking about both manifestations. We're talking about both manifestations, how man survived off meat. And Alonzo giving us two analogies. We talking about two manifestations that have to go, that have to synchronize. Because when you're under the right teachings, like we just said, you're going to eat the right meat. I'm telling you, it's just a resurrection. We're purifying. How do you purify? It's a process, right? Okay, come on. It's a resurrection. To resurrect, it takes some things. You say what, Noble? Yeah. Yeah, and be willing to. It's just like when you're a recovering alcoholic, you got accountability. You got your people around you but you can call when something going on. That's what we are. And that's why some people don't want it.
But that's that purging.
Yes.
It's not only with food. When you talking about you talking about getting free, that purge goes deep. It goes deeper than food. It goes into your whole being.
Yes.
All your movement, everything that you consume can be considered, as she said, as food. So the purge starts deep beyond the physical food. Islam?
Man, Noble. Like watch this. When you start changing within, like imagine like a people that's used to eating big breakfast. Like my sister right here was giving me a story of one of her military friends that used to just eat a big ass breakfast, McDonald's breakfast every day. And they used to be like, do your wife cook? Yeah, but he just like big breakfast. End up dying. But the fact is, you can condition yourself like in the morning. If you work out and things and you activate water. That's what I drink first thing in the morning. I might eat a banana or a half a glass of a smoothie, not too much, but the most thing I drink, I activate on water. I fill up with water, drink me 2 glasses of warm water, take my water with me. I might have a banana for a little potassium, whatever. I'm gone. And that's what I promise you, the first thing in the morning, if you're working out, if you're just sitting on your butt, the first thing we think when our stomach growl, what? I'm hungry. Really? Come on, Noble. Yes. And we've been tricked. I said, man, I understand the difference from a grizzly bear, a polar bear, and a black bear. They're all bears, but they all have different digestive systems.
The answer's in the language, see?
Yeah.
The first food is break fast.
Yeah.
Breaking a fast.
Come on, Noble.
Breakfast. So it's not that you have to eat a particular type of food, because all food you should eat, your first food is break fast. It's breaking a fast. You have not been eating for a certain period of time, so yes, you're breaking a fast. People think it's breakfast food.
Yep. And even religion, when people be saying, oh, I'm finna fast. And I love my Islam people, even my Christian people, they fast. I say, but our life is a fast. We eat to live. We eat to live. We eat to live, not live to eat. So our whole life is a fast. Yes, we enjoy things here and there, but we purify consistently. We get things out of us. Because if you see us, what we do mostly is pure things. We grinding every day. Most of us working out 5-7 times a week. eating healthy every day, water, vegetables every day, eating right. You might have a little something on the weekend, whatever, but you grinding. Look at the change off. Your body can need a little bit of that. That's why I tell people when they be rejecting things, I say, man, you don't even know your blood type. Where you getting all this stuff from? Oh, because my boy do it. See, that's crazy. Only thing you should be doing is working out and cleaning yourself up. Cleaning up. Because I never tell nobody no eat meat, because I eat meat here and there. It's way it's prepared. It's way the meat prepared. It's way the meat prepared. It's just facts. It's where things are prepared.
The less food you actually need to maintain.
Absolutely.
Because your body is done growing as far as, getting taller, bones getting bigger. You reach a certain age, your body is done doing it all. Now it's processing what you eat and also regenerating cells. So you have to give your body the nutrients to regenerate cells.
Yep.
That's how you stay young.
And see, and the history of a little bit of modern food, let's see how long we've been going. Okay, we got a little bit more. Okay, it's during the experimental flesh-eating age. See, when we always talking about Europeans and the Flintstones and Europeans, Albion saying they grew up in caves and this, and that, and the other, and they didn't have no language, I give them that. I say, okay, so I'm not going to argue with no one that grew up in caves that didn't have no writing skills to say they governed the world or educated the world. I know that's pseudo. So I have peace with that. But then when we started talking about things, we knew that it was a cost on this big cat meat stuff. We didn't eat the big cat. And if you look at Haile Selassie, when you go to Ethiopia, Abyssinia, they didn't eat the cat. That wasn't our thing. You go there, man, the cat was like a pet. These is facts. And historical guess would be that the Pale people were that established price setting between tiger meat and other white meat. And that look in their eye of the tiger unequivocally meant either an expensive meal or became a true meat eater's delight. And so as you research the history of all this, and it was more economical to kill a plant-eating animal than to become beast breakfast. And actually, man was not created nor designed to eat animal flesh per se. Natural meat eaters eat flesh raw, and usually shortly after it has been killed, while the adrenaline from the fear of death toxins through the flesh, as we were speaking on earlier. And natural meat eaters also have claws, sharp teeth with extended fangs. They sweat through the mouth, and their stomach can digest hair. These creatures have very short intestines that will eliminate the raw flesh diet within 24 hours. And the human body not only does not have this meat-eating accommodations per se, but also has 30 feet of intestines that will take at least 3 days to digest and eliminate animal flesh. So that's why when I tell Morth, if you eat meat, you shouldn't eat it for at least a week to get that shit out of you. Needful to say, man's body then becomes a graveyard for meat to perform its natural purity, to cause a multiplicity of disease in humans. So all that gathered, all that add-on shit you would get. That's why historically, killing of animals and the consumption of their carcasses as a European staple is a catalyst of cooperative disease domination. What is commonly called mad cow disease. That's where you get mad cow disease from. I'm telling you, they be lying. Say what, Noble? Yep.
So in order to eat meat, you have to kill something, right?
Yep.
So there's the message right there.
Yep.
You killing to eat, and then it kills you because of what you did to eat it.
Yep.
It's paying you back.
Yep.
Stop killing to eat to live.
Yep. And that's why I said grow our food like how we got land. And I say, man, once we start doing it, man, just having land and then having greenhouses and having this one little pole barn structure is so important. Like, man, me and Isis was watching a homestead living. A lady built her land out in the middle with those metal containers, shipping containers, and she like, yeah, when something happened, I won't know. She like, if a catastrophe happened, ain't nobody dropping no bombs or no gas out there, and like they said, like she'd be there. And it's just a fact. It's like if our land was developed, we had that there, something happened, they say, man, we y'all got 3 days to get the hell out of here. Y'all Moors, y'all better go on y'all land. Shit, we could meet everybody in our land, and we be on our land and don't know what happened. And that's how when people talk about getting away, you ain't getting away in the city. I don't care how much shit you got in your house. You still in the city. It's a wrap. But that's what mad cow disease, what we're talking about, is toxic fear. It's like venomous poison. Pure fear is sealed in every fiber of flesh by its demise. Remember Buddha, when all my Buddha said, all beings tremble before violence. All fear death. All of life. Just like you can see, I saw a crawfish, I think it was a crab or something. No, it wasn't a crab. It was one of them animals with the claws. I think it was the crab, and it was in the water boiling. It jumped out. It chopped its damn claw off just to get out the water. You telling me they don't have feelings when they're in danger? They try to escape fear? Please. You can see ourselves in other beings that God created. Then whom can you hurt? What can you do harm? That's when you coming at. You don't want to do harm to nothing. The animal just may have been a little mad, pissed at being scared to death. And this virulent flesh becomes a time-ridden disease to the humans that eat it. And the standard results of oppressed diet are restricted mental capacity, poor health, shortened days of life. And it's all proven. Our prophet said all creatures think, and in their measure are possessed of will. So when you go to soul food, we say soul food is slave food. Cancer, death. The Washington, D.C. is the cancer death capital of the United States of America, reported by American Cancer Society, with colon cancer rated as the #1 cause. Cancer of the colon simply means the results of putting someone else's bad food into your body, which cannot come out. So their fermented poisons are killing us. Needful to say, Moors, the nation's capital is so populated with African Americans, which they say is 80%, 86% during this writing, which is the CB, is the handle or the code name, which is Chocolate City. The JAMA, which is the Journal of American Medicine Association. It lists hypertension as running rampant. DC. But it only matches Food and Drug Administration's lethal consumption of soul food data, which is quietly published as percentages of saturated fats, carbohydrates, sodium, and sugar. Remember they used to have natural sugar and shit. Then what they put out, they put that corn syrup. What they call that stuff now, y'all?
High fructose corn syrup.
See?
Yes.
See?
Process. It's actually chemical.
Yep. And it's in everything. Soul food original name was slave food. And there's only one true way for man to be reproduced, but more than 1,000 ways he can be destroyed. One of the slowest ways to kill an African, a Moor per se, and have the murderer disguised is as what? Suicide. Is to place them on a soul food diet. The Connery report should read death by junk consumption. That's what should be on your death certificate. Death by junk consumption. And it's obviously the authors of the term soul food, as made applicable to the bottom of the ethnic totem pole, had in direct intentions on maintaining their thoughts to not raise above the palate. Just like in the movie Soul Food. Man, no disrespect to no movies, but look at Big Mama. Wasn't she big as hell taking a whole bunch of pills? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look at the symbology of it. Soul food. What they coming to eat? Chicken, messed up stuff. Soul food. Big Mama always sick. Everybody cooking. Yeah, the food. Big Mama always sick. We passing down that bull crap. Soul food. Messed up families.
The food pyramid growing up, right? The little elite, but you never had soul food. It was never on it.
Nope.
We never picked that up.
Nope. Islam noble. We had to eat certain things, and then just like the song I used to play for Nas album. I think it's I forget what album, and it's him and Busta Rhymes, and it's that song I think I played one day, y'all, and he was like fried chicken, he was like, but I'm gonna eat till it kill us, because that's just what it wouldn't do. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Man, because that's what we do. We'll talk all that stuff. Oh, girl, I got high blood pressure. Let me chew these pills like it's annihilated. Blah, 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 blah. Eat this every Sunday. Oh, I eat chicken. Look at my fingers, my cankles. Look at my ankle. Woo, I'm going to chew these pills, but I'm going to eat it till it kill me because that's what Negroes do. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, that's got to be, you think about it, that has to be the purest sign of insanity.
Yes. Yes.
Got to be. If you never really come to yourself and say, well, I'm killing myself, but you continually do it, that's
But when it comes so good, I'm gonna die anyway.
Thank you.
That's one thing you say. You also say, well, my mama ate like this, my grandmama ate like this. No, and I'm saying, well, and when you think about it, his grandmama broke her leg, and she had to wear a cast for more of her life. And next thing you know, all her grandkids is coming out wearing cast because her grandmama did it. No,
Yep.
your leg ain't broke.
Yep.
You wouldn't do stuff because somebody else did it. That's what we got to get away from, man. That whole, my mama did it, my daddy did it, my grandma did it, and where they at?
But then because that's not assuming responsibility. It's looking for a way out to still do what I do so I can blame somebody else. I don't want to assume responsibility.
Absolutely true. It was still around.
Yep.
We got our elders are gone. Our elders are gone. We
Yep.
don't have it.
Nope.
Because what you're addressing is them. You ain't addressing their grandmas and all of that. You're addressing them. And then who they use that as an excuse? Somebody who's no longer here.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what the importance of us, our children. Like I'll be telling more. I said, we worried about this, but I see more. They not. That's like, dude, this is it's us. It's us. It's what we around. That's why I said if I love something, I'm gonna always teach life to it. If I'm around it, I'm gonna always try to be better. I ain't gonna be like certain people. I ain't gonna say certain names, but like certain people, like people we talk about, we don't get in groups. But then you following this person, well then you in the group. Or then they say you can eat anything and just pray to the gods and you're going to be okay. And these people be having strokes and shit. Damn, they're dying and shit. And then they talk all that mystical shit and all this and tell you what not to eat. You can eat any damn thing and you can drink 18 bottles of whiskey. God damn it, Dick Gregory was like, man, he said he done it, killing himself, drinking all that liquor and everything. He had to change himself up. And Dick Gregory lived to be damn near 90-something. I think, but the fact is, man, I'm not gonna listen to nobody with a big ass stomach and they just they're talking a whole bunch of shit and say you can do anything and it don't matter. And man, fuck that shit. Excuse my candor.
It's my own that.
Excuse my candor. All that stuff go out the door. You can do this, and the guy, no, you can't, man. Your stomach big as heck. That ain't natural. Something gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Hell. And during slavery, it became customary for the master to eat high on the hog, while its feet, tail, knees, and snout, skin, fat, intestines was fed to the slaves. The slave food is the origin of today's soul food in the United States of America. That's a fact. And earlier, as we said, the stomach was mentioned as the way to a man's heart or health. And to shed more light on this gate mouse, this sac located in the center of man's body, it should be pointed out that 97.5% of all human ailments began in the stomach, which I call the gut. Yep, the gut. That's why, and when I fight, I say, hit a nigga in the gut. Excuse my candor. I'm just saying it like that. I'm just saying it. Because come on, off the dribble. You're going to do all that hitting them in them. You're going to hit that crack baby in the head, and that crack baby head harder than the brick. It ain't going to hurt nothing. You hit him in the stomach, all them goddamn little Debbie snack cakes. He going to throw that shit up. I promise you. I promise you.
Collect all the bad stuff that your body not supposed to eat anyway. And when you rupture that appendix, if you don't get to the hospital, you're going to die. That's just a fact.
Hey, man, no disrespect, man. I love my family, but I got a brother, his stomach, he looked like Santa Claus times 40. And my mom was like, boy, you should have seen your brother. And she was like, boy, your stomach too big. Talk about that's good eating. And my mama, she like me. If you be, she works, she like, nigga, who, shut the fuck up. Like, that's good. She like, your ass gonna bust. And we laugh and joke. And they be like, no, we got to tell the people how it is. Like, man, that ain't right. You ain't trying to be here. and you finna leave all your family, your kids, like this ain't serious to you. You gonna eat yourself to death and walk around with your stomach. I knew a dude back in Michigan. My wife would attest to it. He was a DJ. I forget his name. Man, I think he's still alive. Man, his stomach was so big. Man, that shit was scary. And young, same age. Cause all night they go to the after hours. I'm telling you, this is what a person do. If you traveling or you eat bad or whatever, you going out, you hanging out, you drinking liquor, you drinking Kool-Aid, you smoking weed, you doing this, you going to the after hour, you eat chicken and fish late night, and I call it chicken fish. And they be like, "What you mean, she?" Because they ain't changing that goddamn nasty ass grease they cooking that shit in. You eating chicken fish and chicken fries and fish fries. And I'm saying, and that be people lives. You pollute it, like the prophet said, like we say. It's poison. It's consumed. And a lot of us dying on swine. We know that. A lot of people dying on swine say the pig good. I ain't say it wasn't good. Man, in the Bible, if all my Christians, in the Bible, don't it say you don't eat the pig? Huh? Yes or no? Okay, so when all my people say that ain't they, and the Quran have to get that from somewhere, and so all my Christian folk, you see them with a table full of pig, pork chops, all that stuff. And do we know the pig? Why we don't eat the pig? The pig don't even sweat. Everything the pig eat is in there. It don't even sweat. And people say, "Oh, we ate pigs back in the day," and all that. I said, okay, well, let's go back in the day and let's see what your pig ate on your farm, and let's see what the pig you eat today for the goddamn grocery store.
The pig that you back in the days ate, it was basically the garbage disposal. That's what got rid of everything, the bones, the whole nine.
Yeah, but see, that's what the gangsters used them for. Yeah, I get that. You know what I mean? Like out here, you got javelinas.
They garbage disposal. They got rid of everything.
I agree. I agree on that level too. I always agree with my brothers and sisters, but also.
Now they feed them grain and corn.
But also back in historical times, you can find certain people did have certain animals like that and raised them to eat. In certain climates, like in certain climates, the analogy when they say if you in an area and that's what certain things to eat to survive, and you see things be indigenous or cultural food, like when you, for instance, chitlins and menudo. When Mexicans eat that menudo shit, it's the same shit. I had my misnomer Mexican homeboy cracking up. I said, ain't shit, but he like, I said, ain't nothing but chitlins, nigga. Excuse my candor. He laughing. I said, yeah, it's chitlins. He like, you right. I said, I know. It's intestines, right? Yeah.
Just think about what intestines do. They break down a whole bunch that have a purpose. They ain't eat that stuff. Yeah.
And so that's what we saying, man. Like certain things that we can and we should, and people say this and that and the other. Hey, man, I'm going on what I know, what I understand, what I know to do with myself, because God forbidden meats, even in our Bible, not to eat. The swine that ranks top of the list. And you can call it what you will. Pig, hog, critter, pork, varmint, wrinkle, steak, bacon, fatback, free willy, or the other white meat. Swine is a scavenger of the land, unlikely any other. To change its diet will not change its name. More its nature to be swine. The hog will eat the elimination from any living thing, as Noble Malik just illuminated. But then so will most chickens. Don't y'all know chickens that eat everything? Spit and watch that chicken come. All poisonous snakes are a hog's delicacy. Even the body of humans or any other waste will suffice its appetite. If it can chew it, grind it, suck it, or otherwise consume it, it shall and live. It has Trichyana worms, these type of worms, hatching eggs throughout its body. I promise you this. And in such a natural waste consumer, it has built-in drainage tubes between each forked hoof. Some excess pus can seep out, and the end of the tubes are clipped before the pig's feet is served to the public. But fear not, for near a part of swine is denied. These clippings can still be found grounded and minced with other unpopular parts into scrapple, souse meat. You know, ooh, what's that souse? Ooh, we got that souse meat. All a whole bunch of pork this, pork that. Sausage or hot diggity dogs. You know, Negroes love hot diggity dogs. Go put your hot dogs down for them babies. And some ramen noodles. Go put your hot dogs and some ramen noodles for them babies. Although the hog eats waste for a living, as Noble Malik just illuminated, no part of its waste for the happy shopper and sinful consumer. Holy hog and kosher pork. They had this advertised as other white meat, supposedly from pure fed swine. How? It's propaganda. Machine says if it is white, it's all right. That's bullcrap. And you know, the darker it is, like the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We know this. Just like rice is dyed. We know this. That's why they put turmeric in it to make it yellow. We know this. You take the turmeric, you get some white rice, put you some turmeric in it. I just gave you a nugget. I'm just keeping it 100. Islam is a propaganda. The proverb states, when you are what you eat, it's very ancient and true. Like I like to research everybody. Elijah Muhammad said some things that he popularized, the choice of a pork-free diet. But I know where he got that from, because he didn't get that from, it's the Hebrew diet. That's the biblical laws. It's just biblical laws, man. It's just dietary laws. I promise you. Remove the pig from the plate, the diet and the body, and still have a hoggish mentality towards others. To what avail would it be for one to become vegetarian and sustain an aggressive survival of the fittest attitude? It is in nature of the beast to kill its prey for food. That's why most people that work out and eat clean, and a lot of people, like one of my European homeboys that's into spirituality and the chakras, and he got a medical a marijuana shop out here. They so pleasant, man, because they look at life totally different. They eat to live. They ain't out here just with a messed up mentality. It's a greeting mentality. Selfishness is instinctively inherited to the swine. Men possess of human knowledge patterns himself after the birds, beasts, and the creeping things. Comprehensive people of wisdom unfold into consciousness, as does the seed of vegetation unfold into the especial plant. You see, when I say not the special, no, I said that especial, because there's something special about this plant. Damn it, I'm gonna put an E on it, because this is special. That's like a hyphen. So you got to see what this especial is. It ain't just no beer. Which is more natural for man, the thinker, the way of the beast, or the way of the plant. When I use the analogy, man, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the war. We understand that, right? Okay. And one sustains its life from the dead. We sustain our life from the dead. That's why a pure and clean nature. And as a pure and clean nation, we must learn to be, they say vegetarian, but I say clean eating. Because when a person say vegetarian, I say, well, yes and no. It's a certain fish you can eat. It's certain things. The biblical scriptures say this. But you can eat a clean diet. You can eat a kosher diet. There's nothing wrong with that. I always reiterate two necessities: laws and holy instructions. Know thyself and the Father God, Allah. Learn to love instead of hate. And we brought the highest degree of Islam, because man only see the Islam what they see, but we as Moorish Americans and the Islam that y'all under as muftis and me as the sheikh, a map and a guide, a scholar, a prophet, a divine minister, the Islam we under is peace to the pure and clean nation. However, in any of these laws, words of holy instructions, does we permit or condone killing, murder, or any harmful motive by members of a new nation at any time, place, or circumstances? No, we don't. We don't permit that. That's why when these Moors get in trouble, they say, oh, I'm a Moor for the claim my nationality and talk about some Sundry Moore Act, talk about some damn Zodiac laws. Man, sit your Zodiac retired law butt down and go to jail. Now, be mad at me if you want to. I'm going to tell you just like that. If your family email me, y'all know it, I'm going to email them just like that, what I said. Now, I tell them have a great day. And let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee to lift up thy hand to the hazard of his or her life. And killing is an act of hatred as opposed to love, as life-giving. Our prophet instruct that Moors to be vegetarian by the sheer order, learn to love instead of hate. So when he say vegetarian, he's talking about a vegetarian life state per se. Think about that, because I can show you our teachers. We under a kosher diet. We under the Hebrew diet. You are what you think, and man designs is to grow mentally. Islam.
Wow.
So I'll jump to another part about food group because I want to get out of here. But a true food group, when you go into your examination, you can read that true food group. This chapter 14, read this, man. Go over it with your family. If you eat wrong, you can clean it up. See, family time is doing what we do together. We work out 4 times a week. Continue to try to bring your family to work out with you. That's why I promise y'all, man, when my wife and my sister be here working out, man, that'd be some of the best times of my life. And this stuff is recorded. That's why I be so amped. That's why I be so happy. Shit, when the money come, shit, we're going to be doing the same thing. We're just going to be doing it on a bigger scale. That's all. We're just going to be doing it on a bigger scale. You know? So you got to look at the dietary laws of man, the basic, natural, and the holistic, and the simple. Look at all that. Man is not to eat any life form. Read all that for yourself. Read all that chapter. Read True Veggies. Read that. Seeds are perfect. Yes, as perfect as the source from which they come. I end with this. All seeds are the essence of their product or their producers. Therefore, human sperm, just like if a man gut messed up, no disrespect, I ain't trying to be nasty. I guarantee you, any woman to be like, yeah, his sperm stank and his pee stank. No disrespect. That's how they say it. I'm just saying it how they say it. I'm telling you facts.
There's not one part of that.
Point blank. I'm telling you, this ain't no hate. This ain't no slander. These is facts, man. It's the unfertilized seed of a man, and eggs are the seed of the animal from which they derive, creeping things or birds. Hence, anyone who assumes the status of being a vegetarian and yet consumes the egg, the seeds of the fowl, the fish, or any non-rooted living thing is not true vegetarians. And I can agree with that, but our teachings in the biblical scriptures, it tell you what you can eat. That's why I say, man, I'm in the flesh. I can agree to disagree. A person can do whatever they want, but then it'll start contradicting themselves. Because then you'll get the teacher, are you under the Hebrew diet, kosher diet? Absolutely. So is there certain type of fish that you can eat? Yes.
Fish with scales.
Come on. So I'm not here to go there. I'm gonna do what Allah tell me to do. I'm gonna do what the word, what I've been instructed on, not what man tell me, because man can be contradicted. And when the question is asked, which came first, the chicken or the egg, the answer becomes simple. When considering everything God created was a manifest deity, everyone quite capable of reproducing itself. That's why the great God created the chicken. Then the chicken, being a deity made flesh, created eggs of their own. But what is the constitution of the egg? The whole species is in the egg. So those who disclaim the eating of chicken by its wing, breast, or thigh are in reality, how can I say it? Killing the chicken. The eyes, the feathers, the feet, the intestines, and all. Will they eat the seed of a chicken called the chicken egg? Why else does the name of the living thing precede the egg? Chicken egg, snake egg, ostrich egg, fish, anchovies, eggs, etc. They are public notices of sort, just like sardines. It's in our teaching, sardines. We don't even know what sardines is. Our teaching shows this. So I close with that, man. I say we got to share the teachings, and we have the teachings for Moors. Like I said, you go on Amazon and buy and pay $230 for this, that's on you. And it's not gonna teach you your nationality. A noble hit me up, was like, Noble, an empress got on her page talking about, yep, I'm reading through this. She got the Quran and talk about she teaching herself how to claim her nationality. And I said, poor people. I say it's just sad. It's just sad. Because people be thinking they are sovereign citizens and shit, and don't think they're supposed to have a map and a guide, and don't understand the religious laws and what the tribal laws consist of. It'd be a whole bunch of rogue Moors. And I said, that is not it. So I give us gratitude and love, man. And for everyone that donated today, if you donated $40, make sure to Cash App $KGBay. Make sure you leave your email on there for I can PDF you, Exhume Another Nation, for I can have my nobles hit it up to you, and we can contact you. You know, we can see if you want to join us privately, because eventually, y'all, we're going to be gone, you know, off social media, because we have our own temple and school. We private on Zoom, and we have our school webpage, which is bbtsciencetemple.com, www.bbtsciencetemple.com. So gratitude for everyone, man. Any questions, Nobles? Gratitude, man. I know we wouldn't.
Do you guys remember Razzcast had a song? I don't know if y'all remember, dealing with the chicken and the egg.
Yep.
What came first? The chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
On my leg, on my head. That's the allies.
The armor leg, the armor head.
Yep.
Razzcast was those that might not know. Like he was on the shit well, well before.
Yep.
He was dope. So anyway, yeah.
And just like we're gonna go over Dr. Africa too, like the books I gave y'all, like Dr. Africa, y'all got those books, man. Like Maso, y'all got that stuff. Like even our IDMR books, we're gonna go over the alcoholism spiritually and mentally to get a clear understanding. That's why we do this. To spread the wisdom for our brothers and sisters don't have to go to other platforms and give them their money and they charge the books high. They can come to us, mypdfbooks.com, and download them on their tablet and print them. And if they come into the classes every time we lecture on whatever topic, if it's books, whatever donation that we ask, you can get the literature for that. And everything donation that I ask for on the lecture, you can go on Amazon and see how much the literature costs. I say if a book on Amazon costs $10, and I say, man, if you want that book, a PDF to print it, a small $5 donation. But people like donate more. They're like, man, I'm not just going to give you $5 if I came to your temple. I'm going to donate to listen to the teachers. They're like, this is a bonus. All older, more than student, they be like, man, this is a bonus, you know? So I give you all gratitude, man. I give you all gratitude. Like I said, Maso, let's maximize what we're doing, man. I love y'all. Let's do our Moorish American prayer. And Alonzo, if you here, if you please do our benediction, it'll be much, 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 much obliged and much gratitude.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our God, and our salvation. By night and by day. With holy prophet, Noble Ali, Shalom Alaikum, Ayash Ayah, Hotel, Islam, Amen, peace, 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 peace.
Peace of Allah be upon thee always, as thou shalt strive better to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the locks of the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft, for behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yet, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there still is the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Haq, Ya Islam, Ashe, peace, 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 peace.
Peace.
Hey, I can't hear you, Alonzo.
Okay. I want to add continually also that we at the BBC, we stand on truth. And we invite all truth light seekers to join us. For truth is no size. Truth is one, as man is with Allah. And with that, we say Islam and love. Peace.
Peace. Love y'all, nobles, man. See y'all tomorrow for Adapt class. I mean, Monday Manifest. Islam. And I want to thank everybody for joining us, man, on Instagram, whoever here, and YouTube. I give y'all gratitude. We also on Instagram. Our Temple and School page on Instagram is burningbushtabernacle.ts. On Instagram, our Temple and School IG page is burningbushtabernacle.ts. So please, Moors, when we do these teachings, please go to our Temple and School page on Instagram or join us on YouTube. But check out our Temple and School page when you got time and see the professionalism. bbtsciencetemple.com and see what we all about. bbtsciencetemple.com. Pull us up and see what we all about, man. Also check out our business, mooreshaberdasher.com. mooreshaberdasher.com. You can get all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. mooreshaberdasher.com. And then mypdfbooks.com. mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z. And like on Amazon, this is $230. I have it on my page, PDF for $75. You download it to your tablet, send it to Office Max to Staple, they can print it and bind it. And everybody that gave $40 today as a donation, if you follow instructions the right way, you're going to get this email to you. You can download it on your tablet or go to Office Max and Staples and have them print it or bind it. Like all the other books that I always demonstrate a plethora of times. Like I have expensive books. I'll show you an analogy. Hold on. And it can be bound like this. I usually bind them myself, but it became a headache. It just got a headache doing things. And see, I bind the whole books like this. Amazon be having these books for like $200 and $300. And we a real mortgage, and we a real business, Morrissey owned. With hundreds of, man, I have thousands, hundreds, whole database. And so why pay a whole bunch of money for a whole bunch of paper? You can get it from a Moorish business. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. Peace, light, and illumination. Like I said, man, thanks for showing up. But we have class every Saturday and every Sunday. Hit us up on our Temple and School webpage, bbtsciencetemple.com. Gratitude and peace.